Welcome back to the podcast, and eerily beloved. We are gathered here today with
Garrett.
First solo guest. The first time it's not the entire family.
Yep.
So hopefully you can make up for the other.
Gotta pull my weight.
Today we're going to talk about David Paulides, the missing 411 theory, and notable cases from Olympic National Park. What do you know of Olympic National Park?
Absolutely nothing. I know it's in Washington. That's about it.
Okay. Do you know about the missing 411 theory?
Nope.
All right. Let's get into it. So Olympic National Park covers almost 1 million acres, or roughly 1,442 square miles, with 95% of it being wilderness. Located on the Olympic Peninsula in the northwest of Washington, this is one of the largest national parks in the U.S. What makes this park so unique is its diverse ecosystems. Rugged coastlines, snow-covered mountains, and temperate rainforests are all within a few hours' drive of each other. The sharp contrast in geography and its sheer size makes it a popular destination, with anywhere from 2.7 million to 3.2 million visitors annually. According to the World Population Review, more than 600,000 people go missing annually. Luckily, the vast majority of missing persons cases are quickly resolved. Locations with urban density, ample resources, and law enforcement to expend report lower missing cases, whereas areas with unconventional terrain and sparsely populated areas report higher numbers due to lack of resources. Areas like national parks can be high risk for even the most experienced hikers. According to David Paulides, we don't know how many people go missing from these locations because the United States Forest Service and the National Park Service refuse to release a list of these missing people.
They don't release a list?
I guess not. Well, I think it's not that they don't release a list. I think it's that
They don't have it?
They don't know. So sometimes they don't know if someone is missing. Or
They don't know until a family members report them missing,
right.
And then
Exactly.
they figure out they went into the park, not out.
And also I think it's just because lack of resources. I mean, park rangers are supposed to do so many things at once. They can't necessarily keep track of everyone that enters the parks. And
especially a park that size.
Exactly. So David Paulides is a former police officer turned investigator and Bigfoot enthusiast who's responsible for the missing 411 theory. His investigations and the cases that he highlights as being part of a recognizable pattern are documented in his Missing 411 book series and subsequent movie.
Book series?
Mm-hmm. His website claims that a national park ranger told David Paulides a troubling story. Over his years of involvement with numerous search and rescue operations at several different national parks, he had detected a trend that he couldn't understand. The ranger explained that during the first 7 to 10 days of a disappearance, he would witness massive search and rescue activity and significant press coverage. Following this initial week-long effort, there was almost always an immediate halt to coverage, a discontinued search for the victims, and no explanation from the search authorities. It bothered David enough that he began asking questions, yet he got no answers. So he conducted research. What he discovered shocked him. People of all ages have been disappearing from national parks and forests at an alarming rate, all under similar circumstances. Victims' families are left without closure, and the Park Service refuses to follow up or keep any sort of national list or database of the missing people. Thousands of missing people. David's instincts told him this was a story that needed to be told. He devoted 6 years to investigating missing people in rural areas. The result, the identification of 52 geographical clusters of missing people in North America. So that's the explanation on his website of this theory and kind of what the books get into.
Okay.
So this huge description, while sounding somewhat reasonable, is followed by a link to buy his 4-book series that covers these geographical clusters by region from Jeff Bezos' Amazon.
Nice.
Yep. So not only is he claiming people are going missing at alarming rates at national parks, but that these cases are being obstructed by the National Park Service themselves.
Are they being obstructed, though?
Well, that's what he thinks.
The Bigfoot enthusiast?
So while the disappearances could potentially be tied to, unidentified serial killers that operate in unmonitored areas like national parks, so he instead points towards supernatural forces that could be at work as his theory for these cases not being conventionally explainable.
So he has supernatural at 1, serial killers at 2, and then people being dumb 3?
Right. So he doesn't qualify as any of these being just simply human error or, yeah.
He doesn't qualify any of them as being what?
Yeah, he immediately is just like, oh, these Bigfoot did it. Or, the government's trying to cover something up.
Obama's turning the frogs gay?
Right. So, according to David, the characteristics of a missing 411 case are as follows, but not limited to: dogs that can't track scents, clothing found removed from bodies or on their own away from a body, the people found missing in areas previously searched, found near water or berry patches.
Okay.
In addition to any other criteria that he seems fit. So he's the one that determines if the cases qualify as part of this, distinction, I guess.
Well, he made, 4 books out of it, so it must be, a lot of them must qualify, I guess.
I mean, I think it's 1,100 or something around that he covers in these 4 books. I did not read the books. Allegedly, while his theory does seem a little outlandish, the cases themselves are legitimate, unfortunately.
I mean, yeah, but supernatural, number 1.
Mm-hmm. But,
it's a choice.
Found near berry patches is a little bit strange.
Were they edible, safe berries, or?
I don't know. It just...
Okay, well, if they're poisonous berries, then that kind of makes sense to me.
The body being found near... Well, okay. It's not, immediately poisonous.
No,
It's not
no. Yeah, but if you hunker down thinking, I got food for a couple of days here, and so it's someone comes and finds me, then,
I guess. Okay, so we have 3 cases. We're going to be talking about Gilbert Gilman, James Griffin, and John Devine. 3 cases that classify as meeting the missing 411 criteria in Olympic National Park.
Okay.
Gilbert Gilman was a former Army paratrooper who served military duty in Panama, East Africa, and Israel, worked in embassies in Yemen and Mongolia, and was fluent in Arabic, Russian, and Chinese. Had recently moved to Washington to work as a director for the State Department of Retirement Systems. Doris Gilman, Gilbert's mom, for an article in The Olympian, said, "He's amazed about this area. He'd never seen anything like this before." On June 24, 2006, Gil parked his car, a 2005 Thunderbird convertible, at the Staircase Rapid Loops Trail Ranger Station in Hoodsport, Washington. This trail is a 2.1-mile-long loop that follows the North Fork Skokomish River through a wooded area. He was seen by a park ranger outfitted for a simple day hike, wearing his glasses that he was nearly blind without, a bright blue and green Hawaiian shirt, khakis, flip-flops, and carrying a camera.
What time of year is this?
June.
Okay.
He didn't have a backpack, no provisions, no snacks, or anything else that indicate he was planning on doing anything but taking in the beauty of the short trip for a few hours. When Gil failed to show up the next day for a meeting, he was reported missing, and his car was found by park rangers still in that same parking lot. The official search began on June 27th, 3 days after he was last seen. So he'd already been missing a significant amount of time before they actually started. And after 10 days, the search was called off. According to an article in the Associated Press, National Park Service staff and volunteers spent more than 5,000 hours on the search, which included the use of dogs, helicopters, and sophisticated underwater cameras in the rapids of the North Fork Skokomish River. So no body, clothing, or his camera were recovered during the search. Nothing was ever found.
Certainly suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
5,000 hours, they couldn't find him.
Mm-hmm. So one theory the internet sleuths latch onto is that he disappeared intentionally due to his involvement with secret government operations and his previous work with counterintelligence and counterterrorism. However, no substantial evidence can support this theory. No money had been taken out of his accounts, which they're still monitoring to this day. A 2014 episode of Dark Minds by Investigation Discovery suggested that Gilman was a possible victim of serial killer Israel Keyes, who sought out many of his victims while hiking and camping in remote locations. But it was never confirmed, and Keyes died from suicide in prison in 2012.
They didn't find the trophies or...
And Gil was declared legally dead on August 27, 2015.
Because he would have been how old?
Just because...
Old enough?
It had been almost 10 years, and I guess in Washington, you have to be missing for 7 years to be declared legally dead, and so to close his estate and everything like that,
Wow, 7 years seems kind of short.
I know. He's a former Army paratrooper.
Okay. So he's got the codes to Area 51?
No. Just that, like, he's not to do, like, a 2.1-mile loop just armed with his camera and flip-flops. Okay, first of all, who wears flip-flops on a hike?
I mean, 2 miles is nothing,
But,
so that kind of makes sense.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he's obviously very able-bodied. He wasn't that old. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's weird. He only planned on 2 miles, and all of a sudden it's been 10 years?
Yep. And like I said, no body, no camera, no clothing.
Yeah, so it wasn't an animal then?
No.
See, that one makes way more sense than they found the body by berries, and that's not someone going on a couple-day camping trip with nothing on them.
Right.
This is just like a loop around Silver Falls and
right. Exactly. He just wanted to go
on
take
a summer
pictures.
day too. It wasn't freezing. He was good.
Allegedly, one of the park ranger who found his car the next day had also talked to him the day before. That's why they knew what he was wearing, not because other hikers had seen him, but because the park ranger, he talked to the park ranger.
Okay.
Which I think is kind of interesting.
Did they get that on camera?
It was 2006. So probably...
They had CCTV.
Probably not.
No, National Park maybe not.
Mm-mm.
I'm just trying to think, unless nobody else is walking around in a Hawaiian shirt, I feel like that's pretty odd. The park ranger would know exactly what he was wearing. Maybe the flip-flops stood out, or, something must have been memorable enough to where you just latched onto it.
But, super strange.
No, that's odd, yeah.
And I do wonder if any other people who were walking that... like you said, it's summer. It's June. It's not like other people wouldn't be out around that time.
Well, I'm sure that's when they get 90% of their visitors.
Right. And so I do wonder if anyone else came forward and said that they had seen him. Or it'd be interesting if no one had seen him. So then it's okay, did he actually go on the trail?
Or did he just walk a different way, park his car,
did he
and go
park his
somewhere else?
car, talk to someone so someone did see him and
Yeah.
then...
A little alibi?
But also, the Israel Keys theory, it doesn't really make sense to me because also, like you said, it's June. People would be out. Where's he going to take the body?
That's why, yeah, and leave no evidence behind, no blood splatter, no bludgeoning, no how do you get him?
Right, no evidence of any type of
struggle.
Yeah, exactly. Which I feel like there's dirt, there's trees. If something were to be significantly disturbed, it would be kind of obvious.
Not only that, but on your deathbed, life in prison, I'm assuming this is what that guy got. Wouldn't you want to get recognition for your kills?
The FBI came forward and said this wasn't necessarily a theory that they were going to 100% rule out, but they weren't going to say that he was connected to this case because there's just not enough information to...
They didn't know where he was, or...
Actually, he was allegedly running a half marathon, either a half marathon or a marathon in Port Angeles, which is in North Washington. So not too far away, but so there's proof of him being not there.
Okay.
Or significant proof of him being not there. Interesting that they would even bring it up. Maybe just because he was also in that same area at that same time.
I'm sure he's not the only one that's going around national parks and doing nefarious stuff.
Okay, well that's the first case.
Yeah, that was definitely weird.
I don't know, but to me, the fact that no body was found, I wonder why it's considered part of the missing 411 criteria. Is it just because the search lasted so and so days and then it was called off? That it had a pretty large, I don't know, search party?
Or maybe he just thought it was weird enough and just added it in himself.
I guess.
Just hard-coded it.
I don't know. Yeah, it's mysterious, I guess, but it's not only his shoes were left or some type of thing.
That would make more sense. Only his flip-flops?
Yeah, just 2.1 miles in flip-flops. Not necessarily the most comfortable, but...
Definitely doable, though.
Yeah, I guess not unreasonable. The next one is James Griffin. He was 60 and a Port Angeles resident. He was last seen on December 22nd, 2014.
Port Angeles?
He lived in Port Angeles, yeah.
This guy running the half marathon, too?
No. So he was last seen on December 22nd, 2014, leaving the Olympic Hot Springs at Boulder Creek Trailhead around 4 p.m. headed back to his car. The hot springs are located about 2.5 miles away from the trailhead, and this is something he'd done multiple times before and was familiar with the area. When he failed to show up 2 days later on the 24th for Christmas Eve, friends reported him missing.
Oh, so this guy went in, the middle of December.
Mm-hmm. To a hot springs.
Okay.
And people saw him, like they were in the hot springs with him. And when he left to go back to his car, he was by himself. And 4 p.m., it'd be about dark.
Yeah.
Or getting dark. And, like, if you take into account the heavy tree cover, that it would be, like, relatively dark.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be there.
No, I wouldn't either. And, like, 2.5 miles isn't just, like, walking down a trail from the parking lot to get there. You know, it's not just, like, off the road or...
Yeah.
That's, like, kind of far for...
Yeah, that's considerable for sure.
Mm-hmm. But this is something that he was known to do, and that he'd been there multiple times. Searches conducted in the area on December 25th uncovered his pack about 50 feet off the main trail and 0.5 miles away from the trailhead with various food, drink, and other provisions set out on a nearby log. The area showed no signs of struggle or animal activity. Weather in Washington in December can be treacherous at best without the added geographical challenge of downed trees and dense brush, and this combined with heavy rain and cold weather hindered the investigation. After 5 days, the search, comprised of more than 20 people and dog teams, was called off due to lack of evidence found.
His food and stuff was lined out on a log out of his pack?
Mm-hmm. From the point where he was at in the trail, he was half mile away from
and
where his car
20 feet
was.
off?
But then, his pack was 50 feet off the trail.
50. Yeah, I mean, 2.5 miles, you're not going to pop a squat and, like, get a snack and just walk to your car.
Yeah, especially if it's dark. So on January 25th, his body was recovered, 1,000 vertical feet and a third of a mile from where his day pack was found. Why did he climb up the rough terrain in the dark? Is a question that everybody has asked.
How many days were you searching for?
The search officially started on December 25th. He was reported missing on December 24th.
And you said they stopped the search, right?
Mm-hmm. After 5 days.
It took them 5 days to go a third of a mile with dogs and everything else?
Yeah, a month later, on January 25th, his body was recovered.
By what? Who? Just like some random hiker? Or?
They like stopped the official huge search, but people still went out on like smaller scales. Olympic National Park spokeswoman Barb Main says, if it's dark and you can't see anything, it's easier to walk uphill, you're more in control. His official cause of death, according to the autopsy, is listed as hypothermia, but the reasoning behind the location of his body in relation to his pack remains a mystery.
I was going to say, easier to walk uphill. I mean, yeah, but this guy was going downhill to his car.
I don't know.
Popped a squat.
I don't know if he was going downhill.
But instead of going the last half a mile to his parked car, he went 1,000 feet up in elevation.
It's like he immediately made a 90-degree turn off the trail and decided to go up.
Yeah, and then got all his stuff out of his pack and set it on like stumps.
And left it, yeah.
I mean, that almost sounds like a planned thing.
I mean, maybe, but he was planning on being at Christmas Eve the next day. Or 2 days later. So he did have plans.
Yeah.
But, like, why leave the pack? And if you are hypothermic or if you're lost, why would you leave the pack instead of take it with you? So that way you at least have food.
I can see hypothermic for sure, getting out of the hot springs and having to walk.
Yeah, maybe. I guess there's not really any logical explanation for the kind of behavior that...
Why would he get his things out of his pack and stack it on a log? Like, what was the thought process?
I don't know. Maybe he was trying to find something in his pack.
Like a flashlight?
Yeah, that was a little more strange.
I mean, at least they found the body, though.
Yeah, they did find the body, so the family was able to, like, get closure and stuff, but...
Didn't have to wait 10 years for nothing.
Yeah, but still, not really any more answers.
Yeah, no animals. No animals got to him after he died.
Doesn't sound like it.
What are the odds they didn't search the place his body was in before they found him again, though?
Right, that's the thing.
Like a third of a mile? 5 people? Or 5 days, I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they had been searching for 5 days with more than 20 people and dog teams.
I guess bad weather probably might have just covered it up, though.
Right. Bad weather, Yeah, I mean, if it's raining and stuff, I don't know how that hinders dogs' ability to smell things properly.
I mean, at that time, it's gotta be snowing, right?
Right, yeah. I would imagine.
Unless it's like here where it doesn't start snowing until March, end of January.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't necessarily... I didn't look what the elevation was for this area, but it could be possible. Yeah, around Christmas time.
Yeah, that one's just kind of sad.
Yeah, I agree. The last one. John Devine was a seasoned outdoorsman and experienced long-distance hiker. He had moved from Minnesota to Sequim with his wife and is said to have been a quiet man, good-natured and cheerful, who has great love for the mountains, according to his Reverend Michael Casting. At 73 years old, he often outpaced his hiking companions, and on September 7, 1997, he set out to climb Mount Baldy via the Maynard Burn Trail, a 24-mile-long trek up rugged terrain. Greg Balzer, 43, a friend from church, joined him at the beginning, and later they went their separate ways, with Balzer going hunting in the area and Devine going on his intended day hike. He had a small amount of snacks but wasn't prepared for camping outdoors, and when he failed to return, he was reported missing that same day.
Okay, at least they were quick on it.
The search for Devine consisted of 150 people from a dozen rescue groups, including several from Canada, a CAP plane, and 5 helicopters.
Oh, wow.
The rough terrain and heavily forested area made the search increasingly difficult, which was exacerbated when dense fog and poor weather hit on day 5 of the search. On September 12th, a helicopter attempting to pick up rescuers from the mountain peak in less than a quarter of a mile visibility due to fog crashed into the Buckhorn Wilderness on the north side of Mount Baldy shortly after taking off. The crash killed 3 of the rescuers, pilot Kevin Johnston, Taryn Hoover, a seasonal employee of the park, and Rita McMahon, president of the West Coast Search Dogs. 5 others on the copter suffered serious injuries.
That's terrible.
So after this tragedy, John Devine's family called off the search on September 13th, and friends of John said that he would have been deeply saddened to learn people had died searching for him, according to an article in the Seattle Times. And nothing of his was ever found.
Ever?
Nope.
I mean, it'd probably be tough to find rescuers to take up that job after that.
Yeah, I mean, it was September. So, like, there could have been a possibility that weather would get a little bit better at some point, but... I mean,
there's
73 doing a 24-mile-long hike, that's
it's
really
ambitious.
That's really impressive.
It's ambitious.
Well, it's something he did a lot, I guess. But overall, incredibly sad.
Yeah, with so many rescuers. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I guess I'm kind of glad the family decided to call off the search. Like, this guy wouldn't want to see people die just to, like, try to look for him. Like, what, 5 people? 5 people were lost trying to look for one guy?
3.
3?
Yeah, and 5 others were hurt.
Yeah, that just sucks.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, physical fitness, age, or familiarity with the area don't make you immune to falling prey to the elements. But could something supernatural be responsible for the disappearance of these men, like David Paulides suggests?
I mean, could be.
So, skeptic of Paulides, Reddit user Hector Abaya says, I just think that Paulides is unethically profiting off of real tragedies as well as giving his readers a very skewed idea of the risk and realities of spending time in the wilderness.
100%. I mean, he's definitely profiting off this stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know about, like, fear-mongering, like, the wilderness, though. Like, it's pretty dangerous.
I feel like it's
pretty dangerous.
You need to be aware of the risks that are possible when you go outside. Like, all of these people are seasoned outdoorsmen, long-distance hikers, Army veterans. You know, it's not just...
Yeah, just don't go into some national park in December and expect it to be like a walk in your backyard.
Right, exactly. I think being scared of outside and forest is valid.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Because you never know what's going to happen, but I do wonder if he ever received permission from these families to profit off of them.
Probably not.
Which is kind of... That's really icky.
I mean, I don't know if a ton of their story is necessarily, like, disgustingly profiting off them, though. or like wrongly profiting. Like at the end of the day, he's spreading their stories,
Mm-hmm.
so like people don't make the same mistake.
And people who have read the books do say that he reports factual evidence and things that are true. Like he doesn't stretch the truth. Maybe he stretches like his importance in these things, like the cases themselves and everything that he presents is legit.
Yeah, it seems pretty valid.
So what do you think of good old Dave?
I mean, don't know much about his character, but he doesn't seem like too bad of a guy. I didn't hear any like outlandish theories except for going straight from like human incompetence to supernatural things, but after hearing some of them and seeing like they're all seasoned, it kind of makes more sense. Like you can't really bring human incompetence into someone. Like yeah, he was what 73, going on a 24-mile hike, but he's done it before, so it's not like
it was his first attempt or anything like
yeah.
that. And he was planning on coming back that day as well.
He was gonna do the whole 24-mile hike and come back the same day.
It must have been like 12 miles there, 12 miles back, which is still crazy
Still
ambitious, but
he must have started like
early
when it was still dark out, and then
he did say that he went out with his hunter friend, and so maybe they were both out super early because people who hunt have to get up and out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe he just started super duper early and then was intending to come back pretty late. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like Dave's, I don't know, I guess it kind of reminds me of like folk tales. Like it just tells you to kind of respect the elements, don't like be scared of the dark, that type of thing. Like he's kind of embellishing it a little bit, obviously, like doing his own spin, but I think just to make it entertaining so he can sell an entire book series about it.
And there's a movie.
The movie part's crazy.
I think there might be 2 movies.
The movie, that's kind of insane to me. Like what publisher is like, oh yeah, we'd love to pick you up, Dave. Hey Dave, read the whole series, is phenomenal. Need this.
I am kind of interested if any other of the cases that are considered part of the missing 411, if they do have more of a supernatural element to them. Like if someone saw something and then the person went missing, or like there was significant evidence that would suggest Bigfoot or aliens. It seems that his like primary, I don't know, suggestion in all of these is that Bigfoot did it. He has books about Bigfoot as well.
Bigfoot just wants a bride.
I don't know. He
toss a guy over his shoulder and run off into the woods.
Yeah, before he did all of this, he was writing novels about Bigfoot and UFOs, and I guess there's a missing 411 UFOs subsection.
That's kind of tough.
So I didn't necessarily look into that, but
that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like I appreciate that he's highlighting these cases, but again, it's not all missing people who have gone missing in national parks. It's only a select few, which is kind of odd.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just national parks.
It is national parks, but it's not every single case.
Ooh.
Like he kind of cherry picks cases in national parks to fit his agenda more or less.
I wonder if his whole thing is just like people disappearing in unexplained ways. Like where human incompetence isn't necessarily like a factor.
I guess, but also if you think about it, it would make sense that more people do go missing in national parks just because of the geography alone. Like a lot of things can happen that are just accidents or human error.
Yeah, I mean there's that, there's the size, there's the amount of visitors they get.
Right. The lack of resources to properly patrol these areas and monitor everything.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But then you have to think like maybe the missing cases are being underreported.
Oh yeah.
If anything.
Oh yeah, probably. Well, especially wasn't the National Park Services or whatever they're called, wasn't that just like defunded a little bit ago? So I wonder what Dave's thoughts are on that.
Dave's gonna have 15 more books in 10 years.
I guess, but I don't know, some of this also just seems to highlight like the Forest Service's role in all of these and how he's kind of skeptical about that. Because he pointed that out in the missing criteria. It's that.
Yeah, the whole government intervention thing I don't really buy into, but
Right. Yeah, it's like he seems shocked that they would stop searching after a certain amount of days. It's like, well, if you've exhausted all the resources, if you looked everywhere if you explore all avenues of possibilities in all these cases, then there's kind of not a whole lot you can do. Obviously, you do want to keep searching for these people, but.
yeah, everyone's exhausted. You need like a fresh set of eyes.
Right.
I mean, imagine playing I Spy for 5 days straight.
No. I don't know. I wonder where his skepticism stems from, especially as someone who was a former policeman. Like, why is he criticizing that type of work, you know? Like, it doesn't really.
I mean, if he's lived like the government life, then
I guess.
it makes sense to criticize it.
Allegedly, he was fired from being a policeman after he was caught trying to sell celebrity signatures for money.
Nice.
Allegedly.
Like celebrities he arrested?
No, like he would. I don't know the whole story because it's all like
stick a celebrity up
speculation,
and.
But I think he would ask, like he would use his position of power as like for leverage.
Hey, this mall cop wants your signature.
Yeah,
okay.
I think he.
Oh my goodness! Okay, I'll be right there.
Released.
Dishonorably discharged from the police force.
And then went on to pursue Bigfoot and all of his friends.
I mean, that's.
And he posts on YouTube very regularly.
Ooh. I don't know if I want to watch his videos.
So yeah, the missing porn one is considered a conspiracy theory by officials. Because that's what it is. But he regularly posts on YouTube under the Can-Am Missing Project. I guess that stands for Canadian American.
Okay.
2022, Missing 411, the UFO Connection came out. The documentary.
Okay, that makes more sense.
We might have to watch.
That makes more sense then. I thought this was like a full-on like production movie.
David Paulides investigates cases of elk hunters who have gone missing from specific regions of North America and explores the theory that there could be a connection between these disappearances and sightings of UFOs.
I gotta start elk hunting then. Go see my boys.
Elk hunters, it's such a strange. That's the IMDb description.
It's probably just because they're in the woods and they get lost or something.
I guess. Yeah, this is his third documentary.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Those are the cases from Olympic National Park, and we talked about the theory not too long ago. Maybe it was on the Reddit Stories episode. It is kind of a known thing that people do seem to go missing in national parks. Yeah. Or like cave systems. And I think you even looked it up, like the map. Missing persons in relation to... You didn't?
Can't say I did, but makes sense.
Maybe I did then, but...
I think it's just based off the number of visitors they get.
Yeah, right. So, like, if you don't think about that, then the theory itself, like, kind of makes sense. But then if you just start to give it a little bit more thought, then it's like, well, okay, hold on. Obviously. But it's not necessarily, like, a bad... You know, like, they're not going missing at alarming rates.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
Yeah, just people are more likely to go to national parks than they are to just, like, go out and do whatever local trail they have. So that's, like, a lot of people's first times out in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Be sure to listen to the next episode, and thank you for listening. Bye.